Welcome there, my viewer. This is your friendly neighborhood astronomer, Njorogemosesn. Today I want to use this mathematical software known as Geogebra. Geogebra is a very good platform that can be used by teachers and students for the purposes of learning and teaching. Now I want to show you how to use Geogebra to 3D model shapes. For example, when you're teaching the topic of 3D shapes and you want to model these shapes, you can use Geogebra to do that. We can model shapes like this tetrahedron using Geogebra, or you can model shapes like this Rubik's cube on Geogebra, and once you have 3D modeled them, you can use it to calculate things like the volume of that shape or the total surface area of that shape. Now Geogebra, I highly recommend it, first of all, because of its good visualization of these 3D shapes. Once you have been able to visualize them properly using GeoGebra, it will help in creating a better understanding of these shapes that you are teaching or a student is engaging with. Another reason I want to use GeoGebra is because of the concept clarification that it offers to students. These concepts include like spatial relationships or shape properties. You will see when we are modeling a particular 3D shape, these spatial relationships and shapes property are able to be seen by the student, and this is going to create a better clarification of these concepts, which sometimes appear to be very abstract to the student. So join me as we 3D model this kind of hexagonal Rubik's cube in GeoGebra, and we see some of its usefulness for using it while you are teaching and learning. So welcome. Log in into GeoGebra. If you have installed it in your machine, that will be fine, or if you have not installed it, just create an account on their website and you shall be able to get the same features as the one who has installed it. So once it has loaded in your machine, just adjust it. Let me fill it to the screen like that. Now on the top right corner here, there are these three bars. Click on it to get this more option. We're interested in 3D graphs. Click on that one. Then this plane surface is going to be created over there. Let me just move it, enlarge it a little bit. The top left corner, I have the move arrow that can be used to move your surfaces like that. Just a quick mention over here, you can see there are 3 axes. If you look carefully, there is the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. The x-axis is labeled or is in color red, this one color green, this one color blue. So the x, y, z axis respectively. So the first thing we want to create our regular polygon. Come click over there. Let's start from the origin, 0, 0, it will be okay from there. And then we click on 4 units. We want it to have a dimension of 4 units. Now the vertices are the number of sides you want your regular polygon to have. If it was this tetrahedron, we could have put input there 3. If it was this cube, we could have input there 4. But in our case, we're interested in this hexagonal prism, hexagonal Rubik's cube. So we put there 6. Then we press OK. Once we do that, you can see it will form the plane over there. Let me zoom out here so that you can see it clearly. There it is. I can zoom out again. Let me move. I feel moving it will be suitable. Okay, there, like that. So there you have your plane surface like that. And if you look on this other shape, on this other surface over here, you can see it's lying on the x and the y axis. It's on these 2 planes, the x and the y axis. So we want now to create the length, or we want to create to extend it along the z axis. In other words, we want now to create the height of this prism. So what do? Come over here, extrude to prism. Click on that, then click on that. It will ask you the attitude. The attitude is basically the height. How high do you want it to be? So in our case, let's put a positive value. So it will have a positive value of 8 over there. click on it like that, and there you have it. You can see it. So this is one other advantage of why I like using GeoGebra, the manipulation bit of it. If a student or a teacher is able to interact, to constantly use this application software, the manipulation part of it, interactive learning, it creates a very good interactive learning atmosphere for both the teacher and the student. This helps in fostering exploration, which is very vital when you're teaching these abstract ideas such as 3D shapes. Let me remove the plane just to make it a little bit more clear for you to see it. So there it is. Another advantage is the engagement aspect of GeoGebra. It engages the students and the learners. Now, how does it engage the student? For example, I want to create the net of this shape. Before I go to the net, let me just mention something. I want to calculate the volume of this shape. Over here where you can see this acute triangle, come click it, you'll see there is angle, distance, area, and volume. If I click on volume and I click there inside, GeoGebra will calculate the volume of this shape. And you can see over here, it gives you the volume of this shape as 332.55 units. But you're not interested in the volume, as I'd said. Just want to show you how to create this 3D shape using GeoGebra. Now, let me show you how to create the net. Again, the same place we were in. Over here, come click on net, then click on that one. You can see it will create the net of the shape that you are forming. There it is. So that's basically how you create the net, like that. Besides that, for those who are more visual inclined when they are learning, you can change the colors of this 3D shape. Right click on that shape over here, color. Let's make that color white, like that. Increase the opacity. Let me change this one. Let's put it to be color red, for example. So you do that. For those who are visually inclined when they are learning, they want to see something aesthetic, beautiful, you can do that. This one, let's create that color. That one looks better. So there it is. Once you do that, you will see, you will have now different shades of this 3D shape, different colors of these plane surfaces that make up this 3D shape. So there it is. This one helps in concept clarification, as I mentioned earlier, spatial relationships, and the shape properties. So you can even choose over here on this slider. When I move it, you can see it's closing and opening. I can set it into motion by clicking on this arrow button here, like for play. When I click on that one, it will animate and it will start to move. You can decrease the speed. You can also increase the speed, like that. And if you want it to rotate along the z-axis, for example, come here below these three bars. There is this arrow button over here. Click on it and it will start to move as it's opening and closing. So you can see these are some of the advantages of using GeoGebra. Visualization aspect of it, manipulation, it helps in interactive learning, engaging the students, engagement. The level of engagement when you're using GeoGebra is very high. Your lesson becomes interesting. The learner even enjoys whatever concepts you're teaching. Concept clarification, that is the spatial relationship and the shape properties of any 3D shape that you're modeling. And finally, I find it to be very simple. I've used it for quite a number of time, over a period of years, and I find GeoGebra to be a very good application software to use. So basically, that is how you create this 3D shape, how you calculate the volume, how you model it, and how you can manipulate around it. So my viewers, I hope you have seen and you have learned something. Thank you. So my viewer, as we come to the end of this video, it's my desire and hope that you have been able to learn something on how to 3D model this hexagonal Rubik's Cube. And besides how to model it, you have seen some of the advantages of using GeoGebra, the visualization aspect of it, the concept clarification, the manipulation level and the engagement level that it offers, and the simplicity of using GeoGebra as an application software for learning mathematics. So I will encourage you, my viewer, if you're a student, install it or create an account, GeoGebra account, and be able to learn how to use this application software. Kindly watch my other video where I used the same software to calculate the value of pi using the method of exhaustion. So let me see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed, kindly show your support and love by subscribing and leaving a positive comment. See you again in my next video. Bye bye.